Gopher Land, Roshini Rajkumar back with you. The Gopher women basketball team have their final game of the season, but they are going for a double bye today. What does that all mean? We'll get into it with Coach Marlene Stollings. She's on the Mayo Clinic Newsmaker hotline. Hi, Coach.
Hi, how are you?
I am great. Thank you so much for taking time away from just getting ready for today's game. It's been a big season for you all. Give us some of the highs for you and the ladies right now.
Well, there's been so many, but right now, obviously coming off the upset win over number 5 Ohio State on senior night was pretty magical, and so happy for our seniors. We talked a lot in that game about making memories, and memories you'll have the rest of your life, and we couldn't have written that script any better, and we're looking to add to those memories here in a couple of hours at Maryland.
Yeah, absolutely. I was at the game when you played Iowa, and that just came down to that last second. I mean, it was thrilling. You had everybody up and cheering and, practically having heart attacks. Tell us the kind of the emotion that the women have been using to their benefit this season.
Well, I think, we've been on quite a run here in the month of February as a whole. And, it's just very emotional because we have the 3 seniors. We have, obviously, superstar and Rachel Banham. And it's just been exciting to be a part of. We've had many close games. The Iowa game, as you mentioned, coming down to the final second. And Rachel hitting the game winner, the double overtime win that was on TV at Northwestern. And Rachel goes for 60. It's just been an amazing year thus far, and what better way to cap it off here than to upset number 6 Maryland.
Yeah, we will be cheering for you. So explain to our listeners, Coach Stollings, what this double bye means. I mean, it's really a big deal if you win versus lose today against Maryland.
Yes, well, a year ago with the addition of Maryland and Rutgers to the Big Ten Conference, it took us to 14 teams, and everybody goes to the Big Ten tournament, which will be hosted in Indianapolis this year. And with that, the tournament has a single bye and a double bye opportunity. So seeds 1 through 4 get a double bye, which means you have 3 games in 3 days to go for the championship. And that obviously gives you the best opportunities to win the championship with the most rest. If you drop to the 5th seed, then you have a single bye. And we're obviously fighting for that 4th seed today. If we beat Maryland, we will secure the 4th seed for the tournament. And in the unfortunate circumstance we don't, then we'll drop to the 5th seed and we'll have only a single bye.
All right. So, it is. It's nice to have that extra day of rest, but it's also really serious when it comes to that turnaround time and being healthy and strong. Let's talk really briefly about Rachel Banham. I'm following her on Twitter, and I'm not the only one. Kobe Bryant tweets about her, is constantly watching what she's doing. I mean, that must be a big thrill for her as well as the rest of you.
Well, I can't imagine our staff. We were talking a few days ago what it must feel like to be a kid and playing here in college, a young adult, and to have someone of Kobe Bryant's caliber directly speaking about you in interviews on TV, and obviously tweeting at her, and they asked Steph Curry about her yesterday, so it seems to just be building. It's certainly not slowing down, but what a thrill for her. It's just a dream for her come true, really.
Yeah. What is your best advice, Coach, to your women to just kind of keep their head in the game and really be focused on that next point and, game by game, quarter by quarter, really?
Yeah, it's a great question, and it's challenging. There are many, many emotions this time of year all over the board, whether you're a senior, whether, we're fighting to go to the Big Dance NCAA tournament as well. And, fighting to play one more day, and a lot of cases here coming up very quickly in the tournament. So with all those emotions, it's a lot to juggle, and we just really emphasize and talk about stay in the moment, block out all the noise, and really just focus in the moment. And, for example, the Ohio State game, they were outstanding at that. And but it's game by game, moment by moment, and it's really important to keep your emotions in check during those times.
Good advice for life, really. I'm talking with U of M Gopher women's basketball coach Marlene Stollings. If you want to get in a quick text before we have to say goodbye to her, let us know. 81807. I'm sure she's happy to answer any fan questions. 81807 if you want to text Coach Stollings. So, it was interesting. I'm a big lover of sports, and I'm a girl power kind of woman. I was watching all of you during that Iowa game when I was pretty close to the court. It was we had great seats. It was really, really fun. This group of women were out there supporting you all. And I was seeing a lot of camaraderie. I was seeing a lot of heart, but I also see you. I mean, you are tough. You're a tough cookie. How do you balance having the heart but also being tough? What advice can you give parents and coaches and the rest of us out there?
Sure. Well, in my profession in general, I like to keep a pulse on what's going on as best I can. I think it helps me in my profession in that I was a former player. And I think I really try hard to control the controllables. And that's what I try to focus on, and that's what I talk to the team a lot about in my teaching is, let's control anything that is in our power to control. We can control toughness plays. We can control heart, camaraderie, togetherness. All those things are in our control. So let's stay focused on those. And good things typically happen when you take care of those areas and not get too caught up on things that are out of your control. For example, a bad call by a referee or something like that.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And that's the thing, right? I mean, you never really know what the unknown is going to bring. I mean, all of the presidential contenders can probably say that right now. We're at a crazy time. But are there any kind of unknowns that you might have a sense of right now against Maryland?
Well, just, within a game, so many things happen, injury, foul trouble, so many things. But, with Maryland, they're a top-notch team, certainly. They're going for a Big Ten championship today. If they lose today, they end up in a tie with Ohio State. They win today, they win it outright. And so, they have a lot on the line as well. And obviously the game is on ESPN2. It reaches over 94 million households.
Sweet.
So
that is awesome.
Yes. So it's just mainly, I'm encouraging our young ladies to have fun and enjoy the moment. They're thoroughly prepped for the game. No matter what happens, just stay in the moment.
Yeah, stay in the moment. What is your message to fans out there? Because you had a lot of people at your home games, but you can always use more. You're sometimes under the radar. Sometimes the men's sports get a lot more attention. What do you want to say directly to the fans, Coach?
Well, I'll go back to the beginning when I took the job almost 2 years ago now. And I want to really emphasize that we're building a program, not just a team. And we experienced tremendous success the first season. Credit to our young ladies and their work ethic and accepting of change, which is very difficult when we came in, accepting of change. And with the fans, I think that they're going to be very pleased here, down the road as we're building a program that we want to be a perennial top 25 powerhouse. We want it to be elite. We want it to remain elite. And we have one of the best fan bases in the entire nation, which was a huge attraction in me taking the job. And I want to have to leave extra early coming to games, driving into the barn because traffic's backed up. We want to have crowds of over 10,000, and we want that to become on a regular basis at the barn. So we're really excited about what we're building, and we want to put a special product out there for what we believe is one of the best fan bases in the entire nation for women's basketball.
Well, Coach Stollings, I hear a lot of intention in your voice. I'd love to hear that. I want to share some texts with you. They're coming in. They're streaming in before we let you go. One person says, thanks, Gophers. They're just like flowing in, and they're just sliding down my screen here. So let me find this one I was starting to read. Thanks, Gophers. I've attended several games this year. Best entertainment dollars I have spent. So much energy, so much fun. That must be nice to hear.
Oh, it is. We said there are some events that happened over the last couple of seasons here that we wish that someone was doing a documentary because we felt like they could make a nice movie and it would make a lot of money on what our young ladies have been able to do. But just continue to be really proud of them and appreciate the fans' question.
I have to share this one just because it's a little joke with my colleagues on before me. This listener says, nice job getting the coach on with you. Sid and Dave were not able to land an interview with her today. I'm thinking that Sid should give you a Murray's certificate. Thank you, listener. I love it. Sid and David have interviewed you, I know, before,
Yes.
and all the great coaches all over our state. But I'm really appreciative that you joined me today. It's really going to be fun to watch you this afternoon. There are tons of other texts coming in, and I know you have to get to your game, so I'll share some of those texts on the air after we say goodbye. But a final thought, Coach Stollings, before we do say goodbye. You have a lot of fans here. I mean, the texts are just streaming in right now.
Oh, I would just like to thank our fans. I mean, they're absolutely awesome. We love them. They really help our players, and we just hope to hear them all the way from Minnesota today here in Maryland. Yeah,
and we've got to say one of your fans is just talking about how great the players are and how this year's banquet is going to be great. So we'll say goodbye. You have a great game today, and good luck to the women Gophers.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right. Coach Stollings is off as the Gophers take on Maryland this afternoon, their final game of the season. They're hoping to get a double bye. We'll be back. We've got lots of texts coming in for the coach, so I'll share those, get those on the air. And we've got some texts about